Some people describe him as the first gentleman of the land. This is not a correct way of referring to the president. The first gentleman is actually the husband or male partner of the political leader of a country or jurisdiction. It is simply the male version of the first lady. So if Ghana had a female president, for example, her husband would be known as the first gentleman. The president is not the first gentleman. Let's all note this and actively correct those who fail to say it right. I hear it too often.
Yeah.
Someone is making an important point, you're listening to him, and then suddenly he's saying the first gentleman of the land.
Yeah.
Who are you referring to?
Then we get confused.
Oh, it's too much. So anyway, there we go. Let's all help our brothers and sisters in politics to stop this. All right, the news review is brought to you by Milo, Energy to Go Further, Enterprise Life's Family Income Security Plan, Enterprise Your Advantage, and First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different.
Now, let me start with the Daily Graphic. It's reporting this morning, dealing with global crisis, inspire new partnership. President Akufo-Addo urges the European Union and Ghana Malta commit to deepen ties too. And Ghana Standards Authority bill has been passed. Attorney General swears in new OSP board.
Finally.
Yes, finally. And he made a very important point too about the OSP be very more resource than his office, the AG's office. And he was saying that some people are saying that the man was not resourced and all of that. There is an inherent admission that, yeah, he was not resourced, but he has more resources than me. So that means that he has some resources. but that should not be something we should be excited about, to be fair. Because, see, we put up these institutions not for the fun of it. We put them up deliberately to do serious work. And I'm worried that the AG's office is not as resourced as the OSP. We expected that, if not at par. I mean, to be fair, they are accountability institutions that always should get the money that they want. Because they are the ones who are checking the state for us.
Exactly.
So we cannot be excited merely saying that, oh yeah, Winston has 2, I have 3. Kojo has like 1, so it's fine. Then Kojo has something. Merely because Kojo has 1, he has something. Because my own is more than your own. We need them at the way, in fact, the way we put money into other things. We should prioritize the priorities of priorities. The major priorities are the very institutions that are supposed to check it. But sometimes if you think about it, anybody who's not interested in accountability, why would I resource institutions that are going to be a pain in my backside? Why would I do that? The expectation is that you'll be interested in the accountability institutions and promote them the way they ought to be promoted.
But you see, this is a circuitous route back to a point we've been making perhaps for over a week now. Sometimes it's not just that their budgets are small.
Yeah.
It's just that the payments don't come. The
That's
disbursements don't come.
Yeah. The allocation does not meet the releases.
I mean, go and look in the 2022 budget and you will see that the Attorney General's office presented a budget which was approved. And there are line items under that budget which are all necessary things that the Attorney General's office needs to do by the end of the year. Go and ask them how much of that money they've got so far.
Yeah.
Who is the finance minister prioritizing? Whose payments is he prioritizing? To the detriment of, some of these ministries and departments. Whose payments are coming while theirs are not?
Yeah, it's something that we should be looking at anyway. But that's on the front page of the Daily Graphic too. There's a special supplement on insurance. If you want to read more about it, please grab this paper today.
And the Business and Financial Times says Ghana secures $450 million ATI-backed insurance. And Leshego crosses 1 billion cedis in total assets, now largest specialized deposit-taking institute. Awal holds talk with Malta president on deepening relations, and musical concert to showcase Ghana's culture held in Japan.
Now, the Finder is reporting this morning. This Japan, showcase is on the front page. Akufo-Addo seeks increased support for Africa's struggling economies, and that's what I mentioned earlier. So we are actually asking the EU and other institutions that, in fact, on one hand, we create the impression that, well, we are dealing with the situation properly, but we say that we need more support to be able to deal with it because we didn't create it and it wasn't us. NHIA to eradicate manual claims processing in 18 months. I thought we had dealt with manual claims a long time ago. I thought we piloted this. We moved it into a zone. So in 18 months, it should be done. And this is the NHIA boss, Dr. Okoboy. Now, after, because of Kojianse, when I see after, I don't know if it's the...
Please, after is AFTER. What are you saying? Say it right.
AFCFTA. Wow, look. Anyway, it is a catalyst for Malta to boost tourism, culture, trade, and investment ties with Ghana. And that's a sleeping giant. Hopefully, we'll revive it. And like all common economic zones and monetary zones, there are very wonderful benefits for having it there. That's also on the front page of the Finder this morning. And there's the story that you should know: vaccinating the world between promises and the realities. So this is a nice story, a feature which was written by a high representative of the European Union for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, talking about how vaccination is going out across the world and whether we are delivering on the targets. And here in Ghana, I understand some people still think that the vaccine, no matter what happens, don't get COVID, even though the numbers are soaring again. Hopefully, they will change their mind on this particular issue.
Well, let's get to the Chronicle for this morning, and Proverbs chapter 10, verse 18. Whoever conceals hatred with lying lips and spreads slander is a fool. Judges mad over S. Gracia attacks. So we're told that Association of Judges and Magistrates now, they're unhappy that they're being accused of taking S. Gracia every 4 years, even though they retire on their salaries. They say what they take is what you probably may term back pay. So their salaries are determined every 4 years, and so from 2017 to 2020, it was determined in 2021. And so they were paid that increment as back pay. Now, if you go to the Professor Ntiamwa Committee, as part of its recommendations, for instance, when it comes to the Chief Justice, it says retires on salary gratuity, what you may say as gratia, 3 months salary for each year served as CJ or Supreme Court judge, 2 months salary for each year served as Appeals Court judge, and 1 month salary for each year served as High Court judge. Then justices of the Superior Court.
So there is gratuity
at the end of the service.
Okay,
Now
not
they
every
say-
4
yeah,
years.
it's
not every 4 years.
Not every 4 years.
They are not
Okay.
members of parliament.
Yes, at the end of the service. And it's the same. If you get to, other benefits, for instance, for a justice of the Superior Court of Judicature says pension retires on salary if constitutional provisions are met. Otherwise, pension according to the public service provisions. Gratuity, 3 months salary for each year served as Supreme Court judge, 2 months salary for each year served as Appeals Court judge, and 1 month salary for each year served as High Court judge. That's just by way of information.
Okay.
CSOs call for substantive minister for gender ministry. So the CSOs are saying, Mr. President, we need a substantive minister.
Because nobody is pushing the affirmative action bill. In fact,
Yes.
to be fair, it's so unfair that the affirmative action bill is very important. It's actually one of the main things that gender ministry should be. And virtually all the political parties said they were going to pass it going into the election. So it cannot be stranded in Parliament like it happened to it some time ago. It was actually in competition with the Right to Information bill. But the Right to Information Act has been passed. We want to see the affirmative action passed so that we see real action on the ground in evolving and developing a more inclusive society. Nobody should make the absence or the partial absence or the TikTok nature of a minister part of the reasons why we cannot pass this bill.
Who is surprised that the president even has to be advised to replace a minister who has not been at post? Who is surprised? In fact, I refuse to believe that the president doesn't know that this is what he should do. So it is more likely that he knows but hasn't done it for some reason. What could that reason be?
Yeah,
Great
that's
question.
an important point because we gave him a job. He should report to
We
us
gave
on
him a
that.
job. I mean, he came to us. But finally, Russia-Ukraine war is having a toll on developing countries.
Yeah.
That's according to President Akufo-Addo. You know what this reminds me?
Yeah, it's affecting our inflation so much
Well,
that our
inflation-
ours is way higher than other people in the
It is.
region.
And
In fact, it selected some countries like Ghana and dealt with us terribly.
and our food inflation.
I think it was very, very discriminatory in this practice.
Look, if you look at our food inflation,
It's in our interest to stop the war.
how?
We have to beg them to stop.
Beg who?
Russia and Ukraine.
They wouldn't stop.
Ah, okay, I see.
So what do you do?
Oh, we can't do anything. It's obvious.
We anticipated all these.
We did.
We did.
Ah,
So we talked about being self-sufficient. We talked about, one of the things COVID-19 taught us when the president started addressing the nation is that COVID has taught us to look within. And it reminded me so much of the Class 5 book, Look to Yourself. Look within.
all right.
The solutions you desire are here. Today, we're told that we've started resorting to organic fertilizer, something that took us a very long time to realize. The solutions are here. What happened to our dependence on some of these things? What happened to all the institutions we said we're putting in place to ensure that Ghana becomes a self-sufficient and when it comes to food and everything, when it comes to food, we import a lot of food into this country.
Yeah.
We'll come back later.
Yeah. Well, we've been saying that we want to stop importation of rice and be self-sufficient,
By
grow more rice.
2023. That's
Yeah.
what we said.
We said, yeah, I remember when we were
Yes.
saying it in the 2006 and 5.
We're here.
Yeah.
2022, 2023. We're here.
That's what I was saying. That. So, which of the targets we give ourselves that we ever deliver on them? If Ghana was assessed properly based on targets, which of them do we give ourselves that we delivered on them? Anyway, now let me go to the daily guys. That's very wonderful stories. NPP vetting results out, and we are told today. Imbura was there to report yesterday, and MPs refund double salaries. And there is one about Ken Pon announces Qatar 2022 package, and Kwame Adokufo Jr. is on the front page of the Daily Guide. Newmont is blazing some trails there. There are other interesting stories you should know about too. Now, Kojo, mindful of your interest, June 25th is when they are launching the Ghana Tea Club. I'll give you VIP access to the Ghana Tea Club if you don't already have it. It's your kind of people, the bourgeoisie in our society. They have formed a tea club.
Please.
Yes.
First of all, it's bourgeois.
They are all the same.
bourgeois.
Yeah. Oh, forgive me. No, I'm
secondly-
told that there's a new version. Is it bougie or something?
Bougie,
Yeah. They are almost the
that's
same.
not-
Actually.
Fake it until you what?
Yeah. Oh, no. Until you make it for.
Thank
No, that's not Kojo's group.
No, I'm not
Kojo,
saying
yeah,
that. I'm saying
the
fake
make
it
it is
until you-
already there. It has over him.
Anyway, let me just get to the Daily
All right.
Statesman and support
My
Africa's
enemies have
economic
surrounded me.
recovery. President Akufo-Addo urging the global community. And Bachi Jaku says, I deserve to be NPP's flag bearer. Let's get to the online news review.
Is brought to us by the kindness of Zenith Bank in your best interest, Goyle Good Energy, and Eden Heights Luxury has a new destination.
Now, have you updated your records at Zenith Bank with your Ghana card? Now, from 1st July 2022, the Ghana card will be the only form of identification that will be accepted by Zenith Bank Ghana for all banking transactions in person and online. Kindly visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide with a valid copy of your Ghana card to update your records. It is quick and seamless. Zenith Bank in your best interest.
All right, so on myjoyonline.com, goodness, there really is something wrong with my eyes this morning. Thousands stranded as floodwaters block Takrady Aguna Takwa Highway. Is that right? Did I
Yeah,
read
that's
that?
it. That's
Thank
it.
goodness. Yeah.
Surprised.
Yeah. That is shocking, though. National Cathedral rot, Ghana's biggest presidential scandal ever, according to Kujetawa Blakwa on citynewsroom.com. And just this morning, I think there's a post on Facebook by Oliver Baka Vomawo, pointing to some, let's call them legal irregularities in the setup of what we now know to be the National Cathedral Company. It makes for interesting reading. On the BBC's website, jury finds Cosby assaulted teen at Playboy Mansion. Oh God, the murkiness of the Bill Cosby tale just doesn't seem to end. Also, at least 250 killed as earthquakes hit Afghanistan. Prayers are with those families.
I'm interested in the flooding. This year, we've seen floods in the central region.
Yeah.
We've seen floods in the western region.
Yeah,
And it's been,
I for Greater Accra, yes.
Greater Accra, it's like
it's normal practice.
Yeah.
But in the western and central regions, the levels.
It's not the norm.
It's not the norm.
It's not the norm at all.
And so that would get us to ask the question, why? We'll come back and address all of these, but let's go for the BBC News now. Brought to us by Fidelity Bank, Believe With Us, and Edlom Housing, where quality and spacious homes cost less, and Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner.
This is a bank, First Atlantic Bank, a shiny purple star to brighten up my day. First Atlantic Bank, professionally different services all day long. First Atlantic Bank, and it feels so